Hello and welcome to my video for assessment 1. In this video I will be sharing an inquiry-based blended learning sequence designed for Year 5 Science, focusing on answering the question, how do living things adapt to their environment? This sequence integrates the Australian curriculum and leverages digital tools to support inquiry, collaboration and communication. Why Year 5 Science? Year 5 Science offers rich opportunities for inquiry, particularly in understanding the survival adaptations of living things. The sequence aligns with 3 curriculum descriptors: exploring adaptations of living things, comparing findings and posing questions, and communicating ideas using digital tools. By combining inquiry-based pedagogy with online technologies, students are supported to ask meaningful questions, work collaboratively, and communicate their findings creatively. Curriculum alignment for this learning sequence. We've got science understanding. The sequence directly aligns with the Australian curriculum. Students develop science understanding of adaptations through AC9 S5 UO1. They practice science inquiry by comparing findings, identifying errors, and posing new questions as described in AC9 S5 105, and they strengthen their communication skills, creating multimodal text using digital tools as required in AC9 S5 106. So, understanding, evaluating, and communicating. My pedagogical justification for this learning sequence is built on inquiry-based pedagogy, where students act as active investigators, not just receivers of information. The design reflects Vygotsky's idea that learning happens through collaboration, and it also draws on Dewey's belief that students learn best through meaningful experiences. It follows the community of inquiry framework, making sure there's cognitive presence through researching and creating infographics, social presence through tools like Padlet and Jamboard, and teaching presence through the scaffolding teachers provide across both online and face-to-face activities. The digital tools are used with purpose, not as add-ons, but as part of the learning process itself. This is consistent with Bonfiglio's model of meaningful technology integration. Altogether, the sequence helps students build the 4 C's of the 21st century learning: critical thinking, collaboration, communication, and creativity, while deepening their own understanding of science. The sequence overview is as follows. Lesson 1 is an engage phase, done in synchronous mode. Then there's an explore phase, asynchronous, investigate phase, which is synchronous, a create phase, which is asynchronous, a present phase, which is blended, and a reflect phase, which is asynchronous again. So lesson 1 is to begin the sequence, teachers use an engaging stimulus, for example, a short National Geographic video showing how camels, penguins, or desert plants survive in extreme conditions. After watching, teachers can ask students, how do living things adapt to survive in different environments? Students then post their ideas and prior knowledge on a shared Padlet wall. Padlet allows real-time collaboration so they can see what their peers are thinking, comment, and build on each other's ideas. As a teacher, they can cluster similar responses, highlight emerging themes, and encourage students to notice surprising or unique suggestions. This activity gives every student a voice, even those less confident to speak out loud. Most importantly, it helps students generate their own inquiry questions, which become the foundation for the rest of the learning sequence. Some key features of the Padlet for students is collaborative learning, interactive presentations, anonymous contributions, organised contents, and real-time updates. So lesson 2 is the explore phase. In this phase, students independently research using virtual museums, tours, and created websites. Then record observations and evidence in a template. Lesson 3, investigate. This is carried out in small groups online. Teachers provide curated resources such as short articles, images, and videos showing examples of specific adaptations, such as the thick fur of a polar bear's paw, thick fur of a polar bear, or the water storage in cactus plants. Each group uses a shared Google Doc to record their notes and observations. This encourages collaboration and gives the teachers real-time visibility of their thinking. Then, groups switch to Jamboard, where they sort their findings under 3 headings: adaptation observed, possible advantage, and question to investigate further. This pushes them beyond simply describing an adaptation to considering why it is beneficial and what further questions it raises. Throughout, teachers move between groups, prompting with questions like, how do you know? What evidence supports that? Why might this matter for survival? By the end of the activity, each group chooses one adaptation of interest and develops the new inquiry question to carry forward. This ensures the inquiry is student-driven but still scaffolded by digital tools and teacher questioning. Next phase is create. Once students have researched and investigated their chosen adaptation, they move into the create phase. Here, the goal is to transform their findings into clear, engaging product that communicates both scientifically accurate information and creative design. Students use Canva to design a digital infographic that explains their chosen adaptation. The infographic must include the name of the organism and the adaptation observed, the visual elements such as photos, icons, or diagrams, a short explanation on how the adaptation works and why it provides survival advantage. Teachers encourage students to consider their audience. For example, could a younger student understand their infographic? Could it be used as a classroom teaching resource? Next phase, present. This is where students present their work. Share that infographic design earlier via a Flipgrid or just in the classroom. This is where they can receive peer feedback and questioning, and they can also practice their multimodal communication. Lesson 6, the final, is a reflection. The student posts on a Padlet or a classroom blog answering prompts about what they learned, challenges faced, and how digital tools supported their inquiry. So in conclusion, this blended inquiry learning sequence empowers students to investigate how living things adapt to their environment through a balance of synchronous and asynchronous modes and through the integration of digital tools. Students are supported to become curious investigators, critical thinkers, and confident communicators of science. Thank you.